bolstered by a strong domestic demand and growth prospects within India and revival trends across the global economies. This is clearly the time, we believe, in PwC to make the most of the opportunities across India and the world by a large number of CEOs.
A lot of reforms which are finally getting put in place, and when you bring all of this together and then compare it to what's happening in the rest of the world, and we are macro allocators of capital, I think India makes for an incredibly positive story, but I think it requires patience. It's not going to happen overnight.
Clearly, technology will play a big role. No surprises that mobile telephony is seen as a very big game changer. Personally speaking, I'm doing most of my banking on mobile phones now, and that itself has been a change for me for the last 6 months or so. So this whole view of mobile telephony is very, very critical, very important. How do you in your organization think about that differently?
There was a time when 95% of our spends on advertising used to be on television. Yeah? Increasingly, we have moved out. Now we have a substantive chunk which goes into digital and mobile.
Demographics is altering the very organic composition of future demand, making the world more uneven. Pockets of the world are aging rapidly, like say Japan, Europe and China, while countries like India, where population is predominantly young, are poised to reap the demographic dividend.
A lot of Indian CEOs are really at least speaking about diversity. 80% are saying that they have something in terms of diversity, not just gender diversity, but also, I would argue, diversity of viewpoints. Because if you want to be innovative, if you want to disrupt, if you want to grow non-linear, you need to have a point of view which is diverse. And I personally feel in the winning lead, we came across this phrase, tri-sector leadership. You need to have people who understand the private sector, the public sector, and civil society, because the world of tomorrow requires all those three. Gender diversity, of course, is a very important element of what that is.
Important bit in this whole gender journey is not only to facilitate and create an enabling environment for women to succeed, but importantly, I think we have to change the biases of men.
The winning leap and a lot of thinking that we have done doesn't think of this as a cakewalk. There's a fair amount of productivity improvement that we need to make. There's innovation, which is not just throwing more bodies at the problem. This is really about taking us into a different era.
No companies would be able to survive if you don't collaborate and think through disruptive ideas, disruptive solutions. You cannot grow in the market.
Outing vulnerability and then the resolve to solve are two very important capabilities or behaviors that we need to cultivate. We need to focus on curiosity. We need to focus on what I believe may not be always true.